Arclight Dynamo, I am a huge Star Trek fan. I have not watched Discovery yet. I don't have a lot of time. 2-year-old. And CBS, I have to pay extra for it. So it's a tough sell. I do intend to watch Discovery. I hear it's good, and it did not... I'm going to be honest with you, it did not look like it was going to be. To me, it did not look good.
Can I jump in here a little bit? Because I just finished the mid-season finale.
Actually,
before...
let me just finish my thought first. What I
Yes,
have been doing is jamming through Deep Space Nine on Netflix, which I hadn't seen basically since it originally aired. It turns out there's like a bunch of season 5 and probably 6 episodes that I just straight up don't remember. That show is so good. Deep Space Nine is legitimately, even from the beginning, is actually really good.
Yeah,
like,
it comes out of the gate swinging.
Way better. I think I'm enjoying it more now than I did at the time, and I think it's way better than it's more like TV today than a lot of other TV was
Absolutely.
when it came out. Anyway,
it did have a couple some whiffs in like the
oh
first
yeah,
season.
oh yeah, oh
but
no. It's not wall to wall gold.
But it's not the Next Generation season 1.
No. Like the problems with DS9 season 1 are that it's very dry because it's setting up everything that comes afterwards, right?
Yeah,
like they have to like.
Gus G Dog is asking. So Next Generation season 1, watch or skip? I've been told both. So, I'm a huge Star Trek fan. So I would watch it. Or Max Temkin from Cards Against Humanity did an article on Medium that you can Google, which is basically a breakdown of if you don't have infinite time and you just want to watch Next Generation and get all the best parts without the ones that are filler, like get all the character progression and the development and any overarching plot stuff, just watch these episodes. So check out
TNG and DS9.
Yeah, start with that, like those season 1 episodes, and then dive in after season 1 fully if you want to do it that way.
It's like 85 hours of...
Rather than definitely watch season 1 or definitely skip season 1, I would say watch some of season 1.
Yeah.
40 hours of Next Generation is like 80-something for DS9.
Yeah, because like season 1 and 2 of Next Gen are tough to get through and are not representative of the quality of the rest of the series. That series hit season 3 out of the park and is basically like some of the best TV ever made for the remainder of that series, but the first 2 seasons are real
Once it
shaky.
hit the best of both worlds, it was like, let's go.
Oh yeah, it finds its legs and starts sprinting and just never stops.
I don't know times 2 because I fell off Voyager when it was airing originally. Once I finished DS9, I plan on jumping back onto Voyager going through on Netflix as well, and we'll see, because I don't know how I feel about Voyager, so we'll have to revisit that.
So I just rewatched Voyager because I had also fallen off it and not gotten back to it, and it is not as bad as I remember it being when I fell off it, like when it was airing, but it's not very good.
There's some pretty bad episodes.
Threshold? Mm-mm.
I have a very soft spot for Voyager because it was the first Star Trek series I watched.
That's fair.
And so that's one of the ones. And I was watching it in syndication, so it wasn't like week to week, so I didn't really fall off it. It was just I would watch it whenever it was on.
You didn't get the serial nature of it, which so my issue with Voyager mainly is that, and it's kind of a thing where it suffers because it's the travel home thing. There are some massive continuity, like, incongruities with everything in that show, where one week this room will be like this big, but the next week represented the rest of the ship it's this big, but then it's painful with like how week to week they just like
a lot of
they have 16
in
different shuttles, but the ship is like this big.
Yeah,
and there's a couple other weird things too, like they're heading home at maximum speed and other people are just like vanishing from their lives for months on end and then showing up again.
Yeah.
Like, how did you beat us here? Like,
how the heck does Seska catch back up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, Ben can't find the video either.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat mentioned the thing that I have already come across, which is there is an animemusicvideos.org entry for it, but it has no download link to the video.
Oh my god, Phosphor has it downloaded and is providing a link in the chat.
What?
But it's off their own drive.
Well, just for Ben to grab.
Once it's back on the internet.
Oh, HTTPS, okay.
All right, so Matt.
Q though.
Yes.
Discovery.
So
Quickly, because I've only got 15 minutes left.
And like spoiler free, because obviously. So I was similar to you. I like.
Great, and Ripper is the best character.
Corey has spoken.
Ripper is pretty dang.
So like you, I went into it thinking it looked really not like I was prepared for it to be a train wreck. I didn't like the ship design. I didn't like much anything about what I was seeing about it. There like some like the casting stuff that they did I thought was interesting, and the focusing on a non-captain character was interesting, but like nothing in the pre-production of this show gave me any confidence that it was going to be anything but a bomb.
Yeah.
And the first 2 episodes are pretty compelling TV, just taken as their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like a little neat mini Star Trek movie. The rest of the series has sort of been uneven, but when it's really good, like it has one of the episodes late in the season, or late in the first half of the season, is one of the best Star Trek episodes I've ever seen in any series. Like just in terms of being Star Trek-y. It's like it's a twist on another episode formula that has been seen in previous series, and they do it in a neat and unique way that feels at home in the series, but also feels fresh. And I've really grown to like the ship design. It's one of those ones that it's kind of like the Excelsior, which is like my favorite Starfleet ship design ever. If you get the whole ship, because it's got these long trailing nacelles on it, if you get the whole ship in frame, it looks like it's going at warp even when it's standing still. But because of the size of the ship, they often frame it in such a way that it cuts the trailing ends of the nacelles off, and all of the pre-production art did that, and so it made it look really chunky and ugly, but it actually doesn't in the series.
It's a very sculpted kind of ship.
Yeah, it is this
when
weird,
when you don't
like,
get the full picture, the full effect. It's just like
it looks stumpy, but it's not. It's like this long sweeping ship, so like they've done a lot of production design stuff. There's a lot of stuff that feels incoherent is the wrong word, but incongruous with Star Trek. It doesn't make sense in the context of the Prime universe. So they said that it was going to be between Enterprise and TOS, set in the Prime universe.
Hey, we're going Dusk.
Hey, Dusk. It just does not sound like it does not fit in that universe at all. At least as things are right now, they've already made technology changes and things that set it apart. But it's good, and one of the complaints I've heard from Lee in particular is he's like, I want optimistic Star Trek where humanity has put their problems behind them, and
that was one of the things that bugged me, because I've only seen the trailer for Discovery. Was this that looked like they were just focusing on one character, and I'm like, that's not Star Trek.
Trying to.
I didn't even like it when they did that with the Next Gen movies, when it was like, it's the Data and Picard show, and other people are there.
Yeah, this is more than that. There is a main character of the show for sure, but there is an ensemble cast around her, and her relationship with the other members of the cast, and that those other ensemble characters have significant presence in the series. It's not just her story. It's there you get a lot about all of them. But the darkness of the series, Lee's complaint being, it's not optimistic, sort of aspirational Star Trek where humanity has advanced.
Right.
People are catty at each other, and they
said a swear in one of them.
They do say a swear, and it's awesome. My counter argument to that is that the way the series is shaping up so far, it feels like they're working towards that. The Federation they exist in is one that has been thrust into a war they're not prepared for, and humanity hasn't established the rules for space exploration yet. And they don't really understand what they've gotten themselves into, and they want to become explorers, but right now they have to get through what they're facing down. And so I feel like that aspirational aspect of it is there, but it's under the surface at the moment, and that's what they're
jumped
going
into
towards.
the deep end of the pool without their swimmies on.
Basically, yeah.
I just after watching so much DS9, I just really, really, really want them to make a new Star Trek that is awesome. Thank you, Ben. That is after.
Me too.
Like this since then.
Yeah.
I'm so invested in the politics of the
Battlestar Galactica.
of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Also, okay. Will and Grace just came back to TV. I want to see more Deep Space Nine. Have you seen a picture of Nana Visitor recently?
No.
She looks amazing. I want to see Major Kira today. Like, I want to revisit this show.
Yeah. It was funny because one of the big things I was like they can or that I saw as criticisms of like doing a show later in the series is like they can never go back to post Voyager because they've solved space travel and it's just not interesting anymore.
There's all kinds.
I know. It's like it's not a great argument, but the funny thing is that like one of the key things, I don't want to say much, but one of the key premises that's introduced basically in the first episode or second episode of the series to set the whole series in motion is they have solved space travel. And so that complaint of like, well, we can't do stuff way in the future because the technology is too good basically still applies to this series. Anyhow, I'm done.